The first body was found face down in the grass behind Fort J on a rainy Tuesday morning in October. At least, that's the official version. The unofficial version is the one nobody in New York likes to talk about. Because according to the maintenance worker who discovered him, the dead man wasn't there the night before, and the security cameras stopped recording exactly 11 minutes before the body appeared. The victim was identified as 36-year-old Evan Mercer, a freelance historian known online for documenting forgotten military tunnels beneath New York City. His channel was small, obsessed, the kind of guy who spent weeks chasing rumors about sealed chambers and underground passageways no tourists would ever see. 3 days before his death, Mercer uploaded a now-deleted video titled "The Structure Beneath Governor's Island." The video lasted only 4 minutes. Most of it showed shaky flashlight footage inside a tunnel system somewhere beneath the island, damp brick walls, rusted pipes, water dripping in complete darkness. But near the end of the footage, Mercer stops walking. The camera freezes on a doorway, not a normal doorway, an iron door with no visible handle, and painted across it in faded white letters were the words, "Do not ring the bell." Then the audio cuts. The video was deleted less than an hour later. By the following morning, Mercer was dead. Official cause of death, exposure, which made absolutely no sense because temperatures that week never dropped below 55 degrees. No drugs in his system, no signs of assault. But there was one detail buried in the coroner's notes that somehow leaked online years later. Both of Mercer's eardrums had ruptured internally, as if he'd been standing next to something impossibly loud. Detective Lena Ortega got assigned the case because technically it looked simple: homelessness, mental instability, urban explorer gets lost and dies, case closed. Except Mercer wasn't homeless, and his final phone call changed everything. The call lasted 17 seconds. He made it at 2:13 a.m. to a former Coast Guard engineer named Walter Griggs, a man who once worked maintenance on Governor's Island before sections of the underground structures were permanently sealed after the 20th century. Griggs later told police Mercer only said one sentence. They rang it again. Then the line died. No static, no scream, just silence. When Ortega interviewed Griggs, the old man refused to step inside the station. He spoke from his truck parked outside in the rain, and what he told her sounded insane. According to Griggs, there were stories among workers on the island dating back generations. Stories about a chamber beneath the old military tunnels where a massive brass bell had once existed. Nobody knew why it had been installed. Nobody knew who built it. But workers claimed the bell would occasionally ring on its own beneath the ground late at night, and every time it happened, someone disappeared. Most called it superstition, until 1964. That year, 3 Army electricians reportedly vanished while restoring underground power lines near the southern tunnels. No bodies were ever recovered. The military blamed flooding. But Griggs claimed he saw something else. He said rescue teams found one of the workers' helmets melted from the inside, like it had been exposed to intense heat. Then he leaned closer to Ortega and quietly asked her something. "Did they tell you about the blood?" Ortega had no idea what he meant, until she reviewed the original crime scene photos. There, barely visible beneath Mercer's fingernails, investigators found traces of dark reddish residue. Not dirt, not rust, blood. But it wasn't Mercer's. DNA testing returned incomplete results. The sample was too degraded, older than it should have been. Almost impossible. That's when Ortega made the mistake that ruined her career. She went looking for the tunnel herself. Late one night, using Mercer's deleted footage and old island schematics, Ortega entered a restricted maintenance corridor beneath Governor's Island through a locked utility hatch near Castle Williams. At first, it looked abandoned. Then she started noticing fresh footprints. Bare footprints, dozens of them, all leading deeper underground. The deeper she went, the stranger the tunnel became. Old military brickwork gave way to something older. Stone walls, hand-carved, water-pooled ankle deep beneath her flashlight beam, and then she heard it. A bell. One single deep metallic tone somewhere ahead in the darkness. Ortega later claimed the sound didn't echo normally. She said it vibrated through her chest, like standing beside a jet engine underwater. Then came another sound, footsteps, not behind her, ahead of her, slow, uneven, wet. She called out. No response, only another bell tone, closer now, and then her flashlight caught something at the end of the corridor, a person, standing motionless in complete darkness. The figure wore what appeared to be an old military coat, drenched black with water. Its face was impossible to see, but Ortega noticed something horrifying immediately. Its head tilted too far to one side, farther than a human neck should allow. Then the figure spoke, not loudly, not aggressively, just one sentence. You shouldn't hear it twice. Her body camera footage cuts out exactly 7 seconds later. When backup teams finally located Ortega nearly 2 hours afterward, she was found sitting alone near the surface hatch covered in mud and seawater, crying uncontrollably. The tunnel she described was never found again. Officials claimed she suffered a psychological break. The case was buried. Mercer's death was ruled accidental, and Governor's Island quietly restricted access to several underground maintenance sections shortly afterward. But the story didn't disappear, because every few years another video surfaces online, usually late at night, usually uploaded anonymously, always grainy, always underground, and in every clip right before the footage ends, you hear the bell.